because some wording have a very strong and very political meaning. It's not a conflict. It's the Israeli or the American-Israeli war on the Palestine, on Gaza, and against the Palestinian people. You cannot call this a conflict between two friends. You can call it conflict, but this is a genocidal war conducted by the United States of America and Israel against the Palestinian people. It's not only on Gaza. You should take a look to the West Bank, where there is no Hamas and no other military group. The Israeli themselves was declared the war on the Palestinian people in West Bank. They already ethnically cleansed for 40,000 Palestinians from the refugee camp in Jenin and other refugee camps. This is a war against the Palestinian people, not on Gaza or issue like this. Likewise, the biased Western media trying to portray and display the issue. This is first. Second, no, it's a miserable situation. For the 501 day today in row, we are under the Israeli-American attack. More than 85,000 tons of explosive materials was dropped on Gaza. For more than, I mean, this statistic was since 5 months ago. It was above or more than 85,000 tons of explosive material which is dropped on Gaza, more than all the entire explosive material that was used during the World War II in only 365 square kilometers. It's a miserable situation. The humanitarian aid is completely blocked for approximately 1 month now. Many of the surgery is going without anesthesia, and you can imagine amputating a leg of children. And we have, of course, we have videos and photos for this issue. Is going without anesthesia. Disease is outspread. Infrastructure was completely collapsed in Gaza. 95% of the entire population in Gaza is internally displaced. Part of them is displaced and moved like more than 10 times since the beginning of the American-Israeli war against the Palestinian people. Likewise, Philippe Lazzarini, the High Commissioner of the UNRWA High Commissioner, said that they treated the people like the tennis ball or issue like this. So that if we want to talk about the miserable situation, there is tens, if not hundreds, of reports that issued by very respected UN entities, UNRWA, UNICEF and other UN entities, which is talking about the humanitarian disaster that the Palestinian enduring it under the Israeli occupation. But again, this is not only for the 501 days ago. It was before, but it was intensive during the very last 501 days ago.
Violence erupted in West Bengal's Murshidabad district on Tuesday during protests against the Waqf Amendment Act, with clashes between demonstrators and police resulting in stone pelting and torch police vehicles. 9 people, including 4 cops, were reportedly injured in stone pelting, and 2 police vehicles were torched during the protest. A police officer said 18 people had been detained in connection with the violence. A large number of people had assembled near the PWG office earlier in the day, demanding withdrawal of the Waqf Act, and soon blocked the NH when the police tried to lift the blockade. Stones and bricks were thrown at them. Windows of some vehicles were shattered. 2 police vehicles were also set on fire. Jangipur SP Ananda Roy said 163 BNSS is in effect and internet suspended. Things are under control. 22 miscreants have been arrested. 8 of them are being taken into police custody for further investigation. A case has been registered.
कल तो वायलेंस हुआ था इधर, तो देयर हैड बीन अ लॉ एंड ऑर्डर प्रॉब्लम तो हुआ था. पुलिस एक्शन लिया, अरेस्ट किया, और 163 BNSS लागू है अभी, और इंटरनेट भी बंद है. थिंग्स आर अंडर कंट्रोल. 22
How many people injured from police? यहाँ पर जो है उनके तरफ से ऑलरेडी अनाउंस किया गया था कि प्रोटेस्ट होगा, तो आपकी यहाँ पर फोर्स तैनात नहीं थी कि इतना वायलेंट हो गया, आप लोगों पर पथराव हुआ? और पुलिस की
जो बोला, प्लीज क्लैरिफाई फ्रॉम हिम और हर. आई एम नॉट अवेयर.
नहीं हुआ है सर पुलिस पर?
आप बोल रहे हैं ना घोषित प्रोग्राम है. घोषित प्रोग्राम इधर तो कुछ नहीं था. वी आर नॉट अवेयर। कौन सा घोषित प्रोग्राम का बात बोल रहे हैं? मुझे तो
परमिशन नहीं मांगी थी उन्होंने।
किस संगठन ने परमिशन मांगी थी प्रोटेस्ट किया?
जो बोलना था मैंने बोल दिया। थैंक यू।
नहीं सर, आप
अरे कुछ तो बता दीजिए सर।
आपका जो फोर्स
इंसिडेंट रिपोर्ट तो बता
क्या
दीजिए।
हुआ सर? क्या पुलिस पर स्टोन पेल्टिंग हुई? क्या हुआ?
हाँ, तो वही तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ। देयर हैड बीन अ लॉ एंड ऑर्डर प्रॉब्लम। स्टोन पेल्टिंग हुआ था, पुलिस का 2 गाड़ी जला दिया एंड वी हैड यूज्ड ऑल लीगल एक्शन। वी हैव टेकन ऑल लीगल एक्शन। 22 वी हैव अरेस्टेड 22 मिसक्रिएंट्स। उसमें से 8 को हम पुलिस कस्टडी में ले रहे हैं फॉर द इन्वेस्टिगेशन। केस हुआ है और क्या चाहते हैं और बोल दिया। थैंक यू। 22
कोई परमिशन मांगी गई थी किसी से?
मुझे तो पता नहीं है।
सर ये लोग कौन? सर
कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, कोई संगठन?
कौन से ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की तरफ से ये प्रोटेस्ट?
मुझे तो
कुछ किया गया?
थिंग्स आर अंडर इन्वेस्टिगेशन।
The Samajwadi Party on Wednesday moved to the Supreme Court challenging the Waqf Amendment Bill 2025. Since President Robert Mugabe gave her assent to the Waqf Amendment Bill, several political parties like Congress, DMK and AIMIM have taken the legal route to challenge the bill. SP-MP from Samba Lok Sabha Zia-ur Rehman Bark has filed a writ petition before Supreme Court challenging bill. According to the bar and bench, the Pleasant Act discriminates against the Muslim community by introducing restrictions that are not applicable to the governance of other religious endowments. Meanwhile, the centre submitted a caveat in the Supreme Court on Tuesday requesting to be heard before any ruling on petitions challenging the constitutional validity of the Waqf Amendment Act 2025. Caveat filing ensures that courts cannot pass orders without hearing the party that filed it. Multiple petitions exceeding 10 in number have been filed in the Supreme Court contesting the newly enacted legislation. The petitioners include politicians like AIMIM Chief Azauddin Owaisi and Congress MP Muhammad Jawid. The All India Muslim Personal Law Board and Jamaat Ulama-e-Hind. These petitions are expected to be heard before a court bench on April 15, although this information is not yet visible on the Supreme Court's official website, according to PTI citing sources. On April 7, Chief Justice Sanjeev Khanna's bench assured Senior Counsel Kapil Sibal, who represents Jamaat Ulama-e-Hind, that they would consider scheduling the petitions for hearing. The Waqf Amendment Bill 2025 received presidential approval from Draupadi Murmu on April 5 following its passage through Parliament with intense discussions in both houses. The Rajya Sabha passed the bill on Friday morning with 128 votes in favour of and 95 against after almost 17 hours of debate. The Lok Sabha had approved the legislation earlier in the week following a 13-hour-long discussion. Meanwhile, Advocate Suleiman Khan representing the MP stated, this petition has been filed on behalf of the Member of Parliament from Samba Lok Sabha constituency, Zia-ur Rehman Bark. The challenge in this petition is the newly amended Waqf Act, which is unconstitutional, arbitrary and in violation of the fundamental rights as enshrined in Part 3 of the Constitution.
This petition has been filed on behalf of the Member of Parliament from Samba Lok Sabha, who is a member of Samajwadi Party, Mr. Zia-ur Rehman Bark. The challenge in this petition is the newly amended Waqf Act, which is, in our petition, we have said that it is unconstitutional, arbitrary, and in violation of the fundamental rights as enshrined under Part 3 of the Constitution. Article 14, 15, 25 and 26 have been violated by this amendment, and therefore the challenge. 2-3 basic objections or major objections or challenge in this petition is that the removal of Waqf by user, it's completely arbitrary and unconstitutional. It will snatch many properties from the Muslim communities which are actually Waqf, which have been Waqf, being used for a long time. Secondly, this induction of non-Muslim members into Central Waqf Council and State Waqf Boards is completely unconstitutional because it is the interference into the religious affairs of the Muslim community in violation of 25, 26 as well as 14, because these are not this is not the case in other religious boards or endowments. Thirdly, this embargo of being a Muslim for 5 years is completely arbitrary and unconstitutional, as well as the donation by non-Muslim members is also unconstitutional. So all these issues will be heard by the Supreme Court, hopefully, and we are very hopeful that justice will be done.
An application was filed from the union government yesterday, saying that they want to be heard first before the Supreme Court takes any action.
I read on some news portal that the union government has also filed a caveat because they want it to be heard before any order which may be passed by the court on the first day. So it is their right, they can file it, we'll contest it.
We'll take a short break, keep watching.
छोटू बच्चा खान के सिखाबी खाना ना खा को दे और खा पीछे दे होदाय हाथ तो सपा पानी और साबुन ब्रा डोलाबी बच्चा खानते आयरन और विटामिन ए डेफिशिएंसी तो बेसी कॉमन आसे इतो निमिते बच्चा खान के होदाय येलो रेड और ग्रीन कलर लगा फ्रूट्स और सब्जी खान जी होइले भी खिलाबी बच्चा खान के सिखाबी खाना और खासकर ब्रेकफास्ट तो कित्याबी ना खाई किना ना छारीबी बच्चा खान के सिखाबी अनहेल्दी स्नैक्स चिप्स फ्राइज नमकीन चॉकलेट और कोल्ड ड्रिंक्स खान छारीकिना हेल्दी स्नैक्स खान होल फ्रूट्स दही और अनसाल्टेड नट्स खान ही खाबी इतु होदाय याद रखिबी बच्चा खान के टिफिन ते हेल्दी खाना ही दिबी और ताई खान के टिफिन ते सीरियल्स और पल्सेस के मिलाई के ना दिबी और एकता फ्रूट ना होइले वेजिटेबल तो जी होइले भी डाली दिबी
Welcome back. Moving further, China has released a white paper criticizing the US for imposing tariffs on over $500 billion worth of Chinese exports since 2018, calling it a form of unilateralism and protectionism that undermines global trade cooperation. China's State Consular Information Office on Wednesday released a white paper titled China's Position on Some Issues Concerning China-US Economic and Trade Relations. The paper alleged that friction in trade between the US and China has significantly impeded normal economic and trade cooperation between the two countries, as reported by Xinhua. According to Xinhua, the Chinese government issued the document to clarify the facts about China-US economic and trade relations and elaborate the position of the Chinese side on relevant issues. According to the white paper, this comes after the White House announced on Tuesday local time the imposition of 104% tariff on China starting Wednesday, marking a significant escalation amid the tariff tension that has shaken the markets. During a press briefing, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt emphasized that it was a mistake for China to retaliate against the US, asserting that when America is challenged, the response is forceful and unyielding. Leavitt stated that the new tariffs are part of Trump administration's ongoing effort to address what it deems unfair trade practices that have led to job losses and economic strain on American workers. The paper asserted that these measures will have severe consequences for bilateral economic and trade relations between the two nations. The white paper came as rising unilateralism and protectionism in the United States have significantly impeded normal economic and trade cooperation between the two countries, Xinhua reported. It said that the US had imposed tariffs on Chinese exports worth over $500 billion since 2018, with average tariff on Chinese goods now standing at 42.1%, significantly higher than pre-trade war levels. China has taken countermeasures to defeat its national interests, including imposing tariffs on $23.6 billion worth of US exports such as coal, crude oil and passenger vehicles. The trade war has led to a decline in the US export volumes to China, with liquefied natural gas LNG exports dropping by 59.8% and car shipments falling by 33% since 2021. The white paper underscored that the Chinese side has always maintained that China-US economic and trade relations are mutually beneficial and win-win in nature. The white paper emphasizes the need for both countries to respect each other's core interests and find solutions to trade disputes through dialogue and consultation. The white paper, as cited by Xinhua, noted, as two major countries at different stages of development with distinct economic systems, it is natural for China and the United States to have differences and frictions in their economic and trade cooperation. It is crucial to respect each other's core interests and major concerns and find proper solutions to resolve the issues through dialogue and consultation. Former Tamil Nadu Congress Committee TNCC President Kumari Ananthan passed away at the age of 93 after a brief illness. Kumari Ananthan fell ill recently, which led Tamilisai to cut short Prime Minister Narendra Modi's program in Rameshwaram when he came to inaugurate the newly constructed Pampan Bridge. Kumari Ananthan's body is kept at Tamilisai's residence in Saligramam for people to pay their respects. Kumari Ananthan's entire family was involved in politics. He was the father of former Telangana Governor Tamilisai Sundararajan. His nephew Vijay Vasnath is an incumbent MP of the Kanyakumari constituency. His younger brother Vasanta Kumar was also the MP of the Kanyakumari constituency. Kumari Ananthan served as both MP and MLA. He was first elected as MP from Nagarkoil constituency in 1977 and as MLA from the Tiruvotiyur constituency in 1980. A staunch Kandian by principle, Kumari Ananthan served as the chairperson of the Tamil Nadu Palm Tree Workers Welfare Board during the region of former CMM Karunanidhi. Condoling his death, BJP State President K. Annamalia said, "Death of Kumari Ananthan, a staunch nationalist, is a loss for Tamil Nadu and the literary world." Meanwhile, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also paid heartfelt condolences to senior Congress leader Kumari Ananthan. The Prime Minister remembered Ananthan for his remarkable service to society and dedication to Tamil Nadu's progress, as well as his efforts to promote the Tamil language and culture. A major tragedy was averted on Tuesday after security forces detected and defused a powerful improvised explosive device in Havrata village of Wilgam in North Kashmir's Kupwara district. As per official sources, a road opening party ROP of the 2 Rajput regiments spotted a suspicious object along a roadside during a routine patrol in the area. On close inspection, the troops found it to be a planted IED. Following the detection, the ROP immediately alerted the concerned authorities. Soon after, the Special Operation Group SOG of Handwara Police rushed to the spot and joined the army in securing the area. A bomb disposal squad BDS was summoned without delay and safely defused the IED, preventing what could have been a catastrophic incident. The area was later thoroughly searched to ensure there were no additional threats. Officials said that had the device gone off, it could have caused significant loss of life and property, especially as the route is frequently used by both security forces and civilians. Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister and National Conference leader Omar Abdullah responded sharply to criticism over a recent photo with the Union Minister at the Tulip Garden, asserting that his party's stance of the Waqf Act will be addressed by the official spokesperson. Addressing political jibes directed at him in his absence from the assembly, Abdullah said those people are talking about him, those who sat in PJP's lap and destroyed Jammu and Kashmir, who distributed cricket bats to mislead the youth and dragged them to events of the then Home Minister. Whatever situation they are in is because of them.
हम लोगों के चुने हुए नुमाइंदे हैं। अगर हम लोगों की बात हाउस के अंदर नहीं करेंगे तो कहां करेंगे? अब चलिए, ये सेशन खत्म हुआ। आगे जाके इस बिल को लेके नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस का जो रवैया रहेगा, नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस को जो करना होगा, उसके बारे में नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस के जो स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन है या नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस की जो क़यादत है, वो इसके बारे में आपको बताएंगे। अपनी बात, क्योंकि हाउस के अंदर कुछ अजीब अजीब बातें हुई, मैं था नहीं, लेकिन मेरे खिलाफ आज वो लोग बात कर रहे हैं जिन्होंने बीजेपी की गोद में बैठ के दूध और टॉफी की बात की, जिन्होंने बीजेपी की गोद में बैठ के जम्मू कश्मीर की तबाही की। हाउस के अंदर उन लोगों ने मेरे खिलाफ इल्जाम लगाया जिन्होंने क्रिकेट बैट बांट के यहां के नौजवानों को गुमराह करके उस वक्त के होम मिनिस्टर के प्रोग्रामों में घसीट के लिया। आज हमारी अगर ये हालत है तो ये उन लोगों की बदौलत जो मेरे खिलाफ उंगली उठाने की बात कर रहे हैं। ये सही है कि 2 दिन पहले मैं अपने वालिद साहब को ट्यूलिप गार्डन ले गया था। ये इत्तेफाक की बात है कि उस वक्त एक मरकजी वजीर मौके पे मौजूद थे, हमारी वहां हेलो हाई हुई, उन्होंने मेरे साथ तस्वीर खींचना चाहा तो मैं क्या इनकार करता, मैं क्या बदतमीजी करता। उन्होंने तस्वीर खींचना चाहा, मैंने उनके साथ तस्वीर खींची, लेकिन अब उस चीज को वो लोग इस्तेमाल करने की कोशिश करें जिन्होंने बीजेपी को यहां एंट्री दी, जिन्होंने आज तक 2016 की कत्ल-गारत के लिए जम्मू कश्मीर के आवाम से माफी नहीं मांगी। मुझे लगता है ये सरासर गलत है। उनको पहले अपने गिरेबान में झोंक के देखना चाहिए कि उनकी क्या हरकतें रही, उनके बीजेपी की क़यादत के साथ क्या रिश्ते रहे, उन रिश्तों का जम्मू कश्मीर को क्या खमियाजा भुगतना पड़ा, उसके बाद मेरे ऊपर उंगली उठाएं।
In a move aimed at bringing administration closer to the people, Reboy Deputy Commissioner Abhilash Baranwal has authorized all block development officers who also serve as executive magistrates to process and pass orders related to birth and death certificate applications. Speaking to the media, Baranwal explained that the initiative under the provisions of the Registration of Births and Deaths Act and relevant state rules will now allow residents to get the necessary approvals at their respective CNRD blocks. This decentralization means people will no longer need to travel to Nongpo for such services, making the process more accessible, efficient and cost-effective.
We have taken this a step because we want to bring administration closer to people. We want to make administration as much accessible to them as possible, so that they do not have to come to Nongpo altogether. People will not have to come from Mohati, Umsning, faraway places, all the way to Nongpo to get these orders. They can go to their respective block offices and get this done.
Is this first time that the district administration has taken such kind of initiative, sir, to help the people?
So, from in Reboy, yes, I'm not aware whether it is happening in other parts of the Meghalaya or not. But as far as I know, in other districts, probably it is being done from the district room. So, birth certificate, whenever people try to get birth certificate for their children, if the children are more than 1 year of age, they have to get an order from a magistrate certifying that the child has been born, and so that the necessary birth certificate can be issued by the nearest public health center, or let's say community health center. However, till now people had to come to Nongpo to get these orders from magistrates or ADMs. Now we have authorized our BDOs, who are also executive magistrates, to take hearing of such people who want to get their birth certificates and issue orders from their end. With that order, they can go to their respective PSCs, CSCs and get these birth certificates.
That's all we have for now. Keep watching Hornbilltv. Good night.
The Jawaharlal Nehru National Solar Mission, or the National Solar Mission,